Hi, I'm Bob with Wolfe Ridge. Today I'm going to show you guys the new Wolfe Ridge 17XS. This machine we just came out with a few weeks ago, and I've had a lot of people inquiring about it, wanting to see it in action. So I'm going to show you a walk around of it right now, what we built this thing with, and then we're going to split some wood. So this looks very similar to our 17 RS because it is built on the same frame as the RS. What we did essentially was we took a 22 RS and we put the 17-ton cylinder on it. So this machine right here is built with a Honda GX 390 13 horse gas engine, pull start only. We have got a 22 gallon per minute hydraulic 2-stage pump on it. We have got a 25 gallon steel fabricated hydraulic oil tank with the return cartridge filter here, fill right here. And this machine is going to be available with log lift or auto cycle, just like our RS line is currently. So you can see this one was built with a log lift. So we have split, and then we have an auto return. Got our standard push block here with the bronze self-lube slides. Never grease the beam. You can rely on that to do everything for you. If you want, you can put some dry silicone lube on this beam. This is going to wear the paint off, but this will get nice and shiny as you wear your machine in. 4-way wedge comes standard. You can take that 4-way wedge off completely and use it as a 2-way, which is what a lot of these guys do when they're running the resplit machines. You can see we've got 5 positions here and a bolt and nut here. The machine does come with a in-house made wrench to take this nut off, and the bolt is in a captive slot on the other side of the wedge. Here we've got some big chunky stuff. Most of this is oak, and we're going to use this machine as a resplitter today. This was based off the 17 RS resplit machine, and it's the perfect cycle time for resplitting these bigger pieces into marketable firewood. All right, Dave from Assembly has been helping me get this thing prepped, and he actually just loaded the log lift. We're gonna have him run this thing a little bit later. We had the 28 Pro X as the first machine come out with the reversible log lift and reversible cradle. That is carried over to all of our horizontal machines except for the box wedge beams. So you can see right here, this 17XS has the reversible log lift and cradle. And we ship all of these machines with the log lift built on this side. It just makes things a lot easier for production. But it takes about 15 minutes to swap that over if you do decide that you want to do that. And this cradle here can also be laid completely flat, or it can be completely removed. So you got a lot of options for setting this up the best way for your woodyard. This frame is basically the same as it is on the 28 Pros and the compact commercials, aside from the wedge. The wedge on the XS and the RS is a little bit shorter, and of course we have these scallop holes here for the wedge height. But otherwise, you can see this is fully welded, fabricated in-house. This is not a run-of-the-mill I-beam. This is a boxed out beam. This all starts out as flat steel here cut on the laser, formed and welded on our robot. Much like our other horizontals, you have a removable drawbar here that has 2 positions. Right now we are in transport position, so we'll pull that pin and slide the drawbar back. And then on the back side of the machine, we have a foot for stabilization. And this foot can be removed, and you can also put the drawbar in back here if you want to be able to pull away from the pile. Today we're going to split into an IBC tote, so that won't be an issue. But that's something to keep in mind. This back end does sit a little bit lower, so if you do want to pull it around the yard, you will need to get a drop hitch for whatever you will be hooking to it. And it's important to note that you will not pull this down the road from this end of the machine. You'll always want to pull it from this end. And one more trick to mention here, if you want to add some additional tongue weight to have this thing not bounce as much when you're pulling it down the road, you can run the push block out. Run that out all the way to the wedge. You know, stop the split cycle, shut it off, and then you'll have a little bit more tongue weight. Options for this machine, well, there aren't really a lot. You can get the sorting table extension. You can see we've got the square holes already for that in place here. And on the back side of the machine, we have the holes already on the plate if you wanted to add the optional wedge holder. So you could put your 4-way wedge there, keep it off the ground. You could try a 6-way wedge on this as well. And that is the same 6-way wedge that we use on our skid steer splitters. So it does make bigger splits. Just something to keep in mind if you're looking at that. Dave just brought some big rounds over here. We're gonna start this thing up. We're gonna run it. And first off, gonna get all these resplits done, and then we'll put these bigger oak rounds on and see how she fares. All right, we're gonna get this thing started up. So we make sure the valves are in neutral. We already did that. Dave just flipped the on switch on the engine. And then we make sure the fuel's on. Fuel's already on. Choke, like half throttle. Take the choke off. We're gonna go wide open. We're gonna split some wood. we had a target in mind of 4.5 to 5 seconds cycle time with this thing, and we're hitting right about 4.5 seconds, and you can see it still doesn't really care about knots and things like that. Now, you know, we could try bigger diameter rounds too, but I would take off the 4-way for those. And we could have probably moved the 4-way up 1 notch to get a little bit more even split when we're doing those bigger rounds, but this is perfect for resplits. And this machine's getting ready to head out the door. It's heading out to New Jersey. There's another piece that we're waiting on to go through the factory that's gonna get shipped alongside of this, but I will have this on the website so you guys can take a look at it. And yeah, this is going to be a fast machine to do resplits quick, and even if you want to use this as a regular wood splitter, not just for resplits, it's up to the challenge. If you guys would like more information on any of the Wolfe Ridge products, including pricing, tech specs, photos, videos, event schedule, dealer locator, and more, please check out our website, www.wolferidgemfg.com. I want to thank you guys for watching. As always, thank you for the support. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on what's next at Wolfe Ridge.